Parris, how, if you guys can sum up the 13 games, how far you guys have come from those first couple of weeks as a unit, or cohesive unit, to now, just the growth you guys have gone through, what has been the biggest factor to that, do you think?
Well, I just think the biggest factor in that just is what we've been through, just not only in this season, but also in the off season. And honestly, what we do outside of football as well, which is a very tight-knit group. And even outside of football, when we're at our apartments, we're hanging out, doing stuff together. But yeah, it's just a close-knit group.
Parris, I know you guys were disappointed to not be in the playoff, obviously, but does the matchup and the opportunity here with USC, did that help? I mean, what do you think of it?
Well, ultimately, our goal is obviously, win our conference, which we did, and then look forward to, bigger and better things, which is the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely disappointing, watching that not being chosen. But at the end of the day, we still have a game to play. It's a big-time bowl, Cotton Bowl. Against a very good team. They won their conference as well. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you just gotta send our seniors out with a win, and just gotta. It is what it is at this point.
Are you all aware? A lot of the Rose Bowl matchups happened before you guys were alive.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you guys aware, maybe, of the tradition between these two programs?
We're aware, just because our coaches make us aware, and at the end of the day, I think every guy on this team knows. Whenever Ohio State's in the game, it's a big-time matchup. And, you got USC, dominant opponent as well. It's always going to be a big-time matchup.
What do they look like? Have you watched any of them on video yet? Have you watched them on, just watching TV?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of them. I think, from my perspective, their offense is very, very good. They have a dynamic quarterback, and I think their defense is also very solid. I think they're very disciplined and very coachable team, and that's just what I see on film so far.
Yeah, do they look like they're loaded with athletes? I mean, kind of like you guys are. I mean, is that the perspective you get?
Yeah, most definitely.
How does that show up, I guess, when you watch them?
I see guys making plays. Just see, I guess their defense, their secondary. You see them cover multiple areas of the field, and you just see how they run. You definitely see they have some athletes.
Hey, Parris, when you had that big long touchdown the other day at. What's the first sprinter's name that comes to mind as you watch yourself on video? I mean, who do you think of there?
I don't know.
It looked like Usain Bolt in the prelims of the Olympics. Just the way you're running away. What is it like?
That's a good comparison.
I'm just messing with you. Not really. But what is it like to make a play like that, and that's such a setting like that?
I mean, it's huge.
You know how big it is.
Yeah, it's huge, especially on the stage that we played on. Honestly, even myself, like when I got back to the sideline, I was like kind of like wow, like I just scored in the Big Ten championship. But it's huge, to be able to make those plays for my teammates. And we kind of got off to a slow start a little bit. Terry started off with a touchdown, and then we had a turnover, but just to be able to get that momentum back, it was huge for us.
But I asked you and Terry about this after the game there in the locker room, but I'm just wondering, you guys have come so far as a group.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about y'all hang out together and all that kind of stuff. All that aside, you still got to catch the ball and score. You know what I mean? What has been the biggest difference in that aspect of it, do you think, that you guys have been able to rise as a group of playmakers?
I think the number one thing with that is just accountability. Just everyone holding each other accountable. We know as a unit, and our coaches know as well, who's everyone on the field, there's a standard to be set and the standard to be made. So I think every guy just, holds himself accountable, not only to himself, but also to his teammates, and that's just, that what makes us, do what we do.
Yeah, I'm not being facetious, but when you're going across the middle and stuff and you're catching a pass, all that's not going through your head. I mean, just, physically, what do you think changed with you guys from just a competency standpoint of catching the ball and running with it?
Well,
practice.
Yeah, I can tell you a lot of hard work went into it, no doubt. And not just only practice, but there's been times where me and JD have came in here, past midnight, just working on our technique, our skills, just trying to get better, not only for ourselves but for the team as well.
Yeah. You'll be a fifth-year senior if you come back next year. Are you definitely coming back, or do you have a decision to make, Parris?
Where I'm at right now is, just trying to go through parole prep, just continue to get better. Obviously, that's a cliche answer, but I mean, it's kind of honest. This is honestly where I'm at right now. Just trying to develop, trying to get better, and then ultimately, go beat USC in the Cotton Bowl.
Parris, obviously, if you do stay, you'll have a different quarterback next year. What are you, I mean, I know you like working out with Dwayne and all those guys, but how do you feel about Dwayne or maybe Tate? I don't know if you guys have had that conversation yet about who may be getting the start next year. I would assume it'd be Dwayne, but what are your thoughts about possibly, you know, him being behind center next year?
Honestly, Dwayne's an elite quarterback. You know, he still has, you know, some growing up to do just with his leadership qualities. But I mean, obviously, you know, we all can see the kid can play. I mean, you know, anywhere, anytime. But yeah, so Dwayne's a very elite quarterback. I think with this offseason, you know, spring practice, you know, winter training, all that stuff, he's just going to develop into a great leader. And yeah, so definitely that would be a fun guy to play with for sure.
Parris, I imagine you saw what happened with Ryan Shazier earlier this week. Just wondering, when you see something like that, what kind of goes through your mind as a player?
You know, well, for me, just because he was a guy, you know, that was around when I was a freshman, it's kind of, I know it's just scary, but you know, that's the game of football that we play. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You know, injuries, you know, are, you know, prone to happen at some time. But you know, that's just something you got to pray about, and it was a scary thing, scary to watch. But I mean, you can't prevent stuff like that from happening. So I mean, it's kind of just you only got to take on the chin, I guess.